BTS, naming their small group of fans Army in 2013, only for this group of fans to literally become the biggest fan base in the world.
It's almost like prophetic, it's slightly cult-like, slightly concerning. It's all fun and games now, but there's a very possible future we'll look back on in like 10, 20 years, and we'll be like, well, who would have known that Army would have started World War III? It was Army. The clue was in the name all along. The world destroyed by Army. Hello there, people. Welcome to Patron Thursdays, the day of the week when my patrons pick out a video for me to react to. I'm doing it on a Friday. My calendar is gone wrong. But one day, a bit like a groundhog a while ago, I went indoors and never came outdoors again. And I don't know what year it is, and it's confusing. But once a week, the day might change, but I don't. Which isn't good. But, once a week I do a video for my patrons. This week they wanted to watch the video BTS Moments for the History Books, as suggested by Wenslett, of course. So, I'm going to watch it. I think it's about all the iconic stuff they've done. There's so much of it. You're watching if you're a massive BTS fan like me and you're great and all that kind of stuff, and and you're really attractive like me and you're hilarious like me, and you're watching this video, you're thinking, 18 minutes and 43 seconds, that's not long enough. I know what you're thinking. We're all thinking the same thing, but maybe it's like really, really condensed, because I think it should be an hour long, although I wouldn't watch it if it was. So it's probably good that it is 80 minutes, 43 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's watch this. Join my Patreon, and you can suggest stuff like this. Let's watch this.
BTS just do things that are so legendary that they don't even do them with the intention of being legendary. are. So I wanted to make it
that kind of is the prerequisite, I think, for being a worldwide superstars, is you kind of have to just casually do stuff that's iconic. That's probably like the definition.
BTS iconic moments that not only live in my mind rent-free, but also will go down in pop culture and music history. First, I want to talk about 3 legendary moments that foreshadowed BTS's huge success. Number 1, RM's I Will Prove It to You All. In 2013, Namjoon appeared on a TV show where he read some hate comments about him and BTS. The comments called him ugly, said that BTS's raps and
I remember this. That
he gave out his identity as a rapper because he debuted in BTS. And instead of responding to each of these comments, he simply said,
증명하겠습니다.
And then BTS started growing exponentially and ruling the music world. Number 2, naming their fans Army. Just think about the little rookie group BTS naming their small group of fans Army in 2013, only for this group of fans to literally become the biggest fan base in the world. Probably.
It's almost like prophetic, it's slightly cult-like, slightly concerning. It's all fun and games now, but there's a very possible future we'll look back on in like 10, 20 years, and we'll be like, well, who would have known that Army would have started World War III? It was Army. The clue was in the name all along. The world destroyed by Army. Jesus.
Ever. Number 3, and my favorite foreshadowing moment ever, is Jungkook making BTS win a gold medal at ISAC. Context. Since 2014 and for 4 years, BTS attended the Idol Star Athletic Championship.
I didn't know this was a thing. Amazing.
Sport events. They won their first gold medal in 2015 for the 400 meters men's relay race. This moment literally represents BTS's story. At the beginning, the commentators, who represent the media, didn't even mention BTS. They were only paying attention and talking about the other groups. All of this while Jungkook quietly took the lead, making BTS win the race. The commentators were visibly surprised and couldn't believe that BTS turned the game around.
I guess they're not professional athletes. You can see a lot of lane cutting here. They're just like cheekily cutting it on the first lane.
And to prove that this moment truly represents BTS's career, BTS stayed on top and won the race every other year they attended the championship.
Holy shit.
Number 4, their first Daesang. In 2016, BTS won their first Daesang or Grand Prize at the Melon Music Awards. The Album of the Year award was given to their first compilation album, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever. And as seen by the reactions, they were definitely not expecting this.
That's so cute. RM looks like he's like coming up on all the world's ecstasy. He's like, Me? Oh, to have a moment like that in life.
Number 5, the Paper Award. In 2017, BTS were nominated for the first time to one of the biggest American awards, the BBMAs. The category was Top Social Artist, and BTS became the first Korean group to be nominated and win at the awards. When the guys returned to Korea, Jin was seen holding the paper that had their name as the winners. This is why many jealous people call the award useless, because it was just a paper award. However, this was a real award that was given to the artist with the biggest social media presence, and BTS winning this paper award for the first time that many swore was not wanted by other Korean groups was the reason why all of these groups started Twitter accounts and their social media presence.
Man, I really just look at this stuff. This shit. Like, this is why it's like dangerous to be a K-pop fan on Twitter, because the second Twitter realizes you like K-pop, it's like, here's this toxic drama. Like, it's honestly, it's really sad. Like, and it's not exclusive to K-pop. You know, this is why there's one of those videos which is like K-pop stands are over party. That stuff's stupid. Like, toxic humans exist everywhere, and people are tribal and idiotic, and they will find some silly label to be like, I identify as this thing now. This is my life now. And to be fair, K-pop's not even close to being the saddest one out there. Not even close. The saddest one, I personally think, like, you know, like stan fights on Twitter groups, is almost certainly video games consoles, because there's nothing sadder, I think, than putting your identity into which brand of video games console you subscribe to, especially when there's only like 2 or 3 brands. And it's like, it's actually depressing. Again, Twitter works out you like gaming, even a hint of it, it's like, here's this toxic shit. What do you think about that, mister? And I'm just like, I hate it. Don't show it to me, please. Like, the second Twitter figures out you like video games, it'll be like, look at this tweet from somebody calling Sony users Sony ponies, and this person called an Xbox fan an Xbot. Ooh, genius. It's like, oh. Some people say that social media is a deaf humanity. It kind of is, because it lets, idiots are often the loudest people, and it lets them just be loud for no reason. Like, when I log onto Twitter and see that, you know, a recommended tweet where it's somebody just being like, ugh, this is why EXO sucks, or like, what's that, guys? I can't hear you over the sound of my preferred K-pop group getting another award. It's like, maybe it's probably better if you aim to take pleasure out of your own successes in life rather than banking your successes on a group or anything. Or, you know, it's like people who put way too much energy into sports. It's like, sports are great and I understand the appeal, but it is kind of sad how, like, it's like that recent show, Welcome to Wrexham. Part of the reason that show is popular is because you get to see these people in this town where football is their life and their team has not been winning for a long time. So all the people in this town have been depressed for years. And it's like, even though it's great drama, it's no way to live. It's, you know, if you put all your faith into an idol or a sports group or a console, then eventually it's going to let you down. And also, you're going to get to the age of 80 and be like, shit, I didn't achieve anything in my life. All of my achievements was tweeting about other people's achievements and getting likes on those tweets. Oh, shit.
Other Korean groups was the reason why all of these groups started Twitter accounts and their social media presence. Number 6, sweeping an award show for the first time.
방탄소년단 축하드립니다. 방탄소년단 BTS
In 2019, BTS became the first artist ever to sweep an award show in Korea. BTS won the 4 Daesangs: Song of the Year, Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Record of the Year.
Wow.
2019 MMAs, as well as 4 other awards. Less than a week later, BTS also swept the Mamas, winning the 4 Daesang categories: Album of the Year, Worldwide Icon of the Year, Song of the Year, and Artist of the Year, as well as 5 other categories. Suga also won Best Collaboration for Song Request. Number 7, Jin calling out the music industry. When BTS won Song of the Year at the 2019 Mamas, Jin took the opportunity to call out some artists' chart manipulation, known in Korea as sajiki. He said he wants to live in a world where good songs get the recognition they deserve. He then said he looks forward to living in a world where music is produced in good faith.
부정적인 방법도 좋지만 정직한 방법으로 좋은 음악을 만드는 게
어떨까요?
Number 8, Life Goes On getting to number
Yeah.
1 with 6 radio spins. Over the years, BTS has been climbing the biggest US chart, the Billboard Hot 100, which counts streams, sales, and radio play as part of their criteria. And in 2020, they finally reached the number 1 position with their first English language single, Dynamite. The song stayed at number 1 for 3 weeks, but this was only the beginning. Savage Love, which had raps in Korean, reached to number 1. Then, the full Korean single Life Goes On debuted at number 1 despite having a total of only 6 spins on US radio. This was special because it was not only their first full Korean song to top the chart, it was also the first for a non-English song ever. Number 9, an unplanned song gained their first Grammy nomination. When it comes to their songs and albums, BTS are known for having everything planned in advance. This is why they were able to release cohesive album trilogies and have themed worldwide tours. However, the pandemic canceled many of the things they had planned.
Which is crazy. Like, the amount... Until recently, the amount of albums they put out is obscene. Like, when I see people, like, being like, oh, we haven't had, a BTS release in, like, 2 months, RIP, I'm just like, oh, you have no idea. Try being a fan of an artist in any other genre.
Content, such as a pandemic album and a happy English single to cheer up armies. This unplanned song was Dynamite, and it was the one that got them their first Grammy nomination.
Look at V in the corner. You're right. This is the thing about, this is why I should adjust my approach to YouTube, I guess. I'm probably like the guy in the corner. Your eyes are drawn to the people like freaking out, but V's in the corner like, and when you finally spot that guy, you're like, that's more fun to watch. I hope.
Number 10, BTS's livestream having more views than the Grammys. After the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, saying that BTS's performance was up next, but placing them second to last, BTS went on B Live to celebrate the occasion with ARMY. This livestream had 13 million viewers, while the Grammys broadcast had only 8.8.
Oh boy.
In 2021, their English single Butter stayed at number 1 for 7 weeks, to then be replaced by their own Permission to Dance, and then replaced again by Butter for 3 more weeks. Their most recent collaboration, My Universe, also debuted at number 1. Number 12, Suga's We Haven't Peaked Yet. After being 5 weeks at the top of the Hot 100, BTS went on B Live to celebrate with ARMY. Here, Namjoon said that he was worried about Butter because they might have peaked with Dynamite. Then, Yoongi made fun of comments saying that it's time for them to be replaced, that they've aged and that they are washed up.
This is how toxic the industry and society is. It's just like, oh, you're not 60. Like, what's the bar here? Because especially it seems like K-pop groups are debuting like earlier and earlier. Like, how long is it before one of those K-pop groups that debuted when they're like 13 hits 18 and they're like, you're aged out, you're washed up, time to go to the retirement home, grandma. Get in the van.
In 2018, BTS were recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit Award by the South Korean government in recognition of their efforts to spread South Korean culture globally through their music. This is why the law that passed later that lets K-pop stars to postpone their military service until they turn 30 was nicknamed the BTS Law, since they are the only ones who meet the criteria. Number 14, Suga Speaking Korean. BTS were the winners of 3 awards of the 2021 American Music Awards, one of them being Artist of the Year, the biggest of the night. And right after literally being named the biggest artist in America, Yoongi did his speech in Korean.
2년 전 이 AMA에서 저희가 미국 데뷔 무대를 처음 했는데 이렇게 아티스트 오브 이어를 받게 될 줄 정말 몰랐고 다 아미 덕분인 것 같습니다. 감사합니다, 아미!
Number 15, Standing Ovation at the Grammys. BTS has attended the Grammys every year since 2019. They presented an award in 2019, they performed alongside many other artists in 2020, and they performed their own song Dynamite from Korea because of the pandemic in 2021. However, they were first able to show their incredible performance skills in person in 2022. The performance was so good that they got a standing ovation from the other artists.
It was so good. It was really just too good.
As the best
It was fucking ridiculous.
Number 16, be creating boraje. In 2016, Taeyeon coined the term boraje or I purple you in English.
알주노 저 파란보의 보라색이 마지막 색깔이잖아요. 제 보라색은 상대방을 믿고 서로 오랫동안 사랑하자라는 의미인데요. 근데 저는 그때처럼 영원히 오랫동안 함께 이렇게 볼 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
The phrase became so influential that brands like Starbucks, Samsung, and Baskin-Robbins have incorporated the purple hue into their collaborative projects with BTS. Several landmarks such as the London Bridge, the Empire State Building, the Wembley Stadium, and Stade de France, and many more have lit up in shades of purple in honor of BTS, whether before, during, or after a concert, which just shows how purple is
Borahagas.
also inspired
I hate it. I love it and I hate it.
such as borajegas,
Fucking
Vegas adopted when BTS had their
Borahagas.
in 2022. Another name for borajegas was Bora City, which is also the name of this channel. Number 17, a festival only for BTS. Like I just mentioned, BTS had 4 sold-out shows in Las Vegas in April of 2022. However, this was not a regular tour. This was more a festival than anything. The city was full of BTS-related activities, which included 4 concerts at the Allegiant Stadium, a live play of the concerts at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, many merch booths and stores at the concert and at the live play, a BTS pop-up store in Area 15, a photography exhibition.
Well, that BTS pop-up store looks good. It looks planned and thought out. Unlike the one I went to in LA. It was still fun though. I did a vlog for that. You can find it on my channel. Should probably put a link here, but I usually forget. I have ADHD, so it's not because I don't like you. But if you search Comedian Reacts vlog, it's the only one I ever made, so it'll be there.
The Jewel nightclub, an ongoing water show with BTS music at the fountains of Bellagio, restaurants which serve BTS's favorite Korean dishes, and BTS
Bora City Magazine is like their PR agent at this point.
Number
This
8,
is just bigging them up.
male armies leaving BTS in shock. We armies know that BTS's fanbase is very diverse, and the biggest proof was when Taeyeon asked male fans to make some noise. The scream was so loud that even the guys were surprised themselves.
I was gonna be cynical and be like, well, maybe if you hear the word "make some noise," you're gonna get like half the crowd just doing it anyway. But then that did sound like quite a male. It was like, yeah, we're men, yeah, go BTS, yes, BTS, get in, my son.
Number 19, BTS releasing an anthology album. In 2022, BTS released their anthology album Proof, and I don't think people realize how important it is for them to release this. An anthology is not the same as a compilation album or even a greatest hits album. To release an anthology, you need a substantial discography, a variety of unreleased songs, and some kind of impact in pop culture. Not everybody releases an anthology album because not anybody can. Number 20, RM's speech.
They actually have. People don't notice the Anthology album committee is a bit like the, the fine. It's a bit like one of those like very famous ancient French committees, like Michelin or something. It's it's a famous committee. Like you have to go up to these grand old wizards in suits and be like, "May I please release an anthology album, sir?" And I'll be like, "Let me look at your life's works." You may. You have pleased the Council of Anthologies
3 times, one being as an invitation by a Korean president. But it was Namjoon's 2018 speech, the one that had such a big impact in culture, that has been quoted the most.
This quote comes from one of the performers of BTS, and it seems to stand on its own.
And maybe I made a mistake yesterday.
Maybe I made a mistake yesterday,
But yesterday's me is still me.
but yesterday's me is still me.
Today, I am who I am with all of my faults.
I am who I am today with all of my faults.
Tomorrow, I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that'll be me too.
Tomorrow I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that's me too.
These faults and mistakes are what I am.
Making up the brightest stars in the constellation of my life.
I have come to love myself for who I am
For who I was,
and for who I hope to become.
Number 21, Jimmy having
That speech still gives me chills.
in SoundCloud's history. In 2019, Jimmy released his solo song Promise on SoundCloud, which got 8.2 million plays in its first 24 hours. And in 2021, SoundCloud announced that Promise has officially become the most streamed song on the platform's history. The song currently has 300
Whoa.
as the Grammy's Silver Voice. Jin's voice has been critically acclaimed many times, so much so that the Grammy panel described it as a silver voice because his breathing is so stable that he can easily switch from his head voice to his
I don't even know what these words mean.
equipped
That's fancy.
with vibration and pleasing falsetto, which is an extremely strong advantage. Number 23, B being Celine's megastar. In July of 2022, Taeyeon became the first BTS member to attend a fashion show. And by the turnout at the Celine's fashion show in Paris he attended, there is no doubt that Taeyeon was the man of the night, as said by Harper's Bazaar. Taeyeon was just a guest at the event, but Celine made
It checks out.
him a private
He's so
flight,
stylish.
something they'd never
He's so
done before.
stylish.
They gave him a suite 4 times more expensive than the other celebrities. They gave him special treatment and a special welcome, and said that they never had such a big crowd. Even media outlets said that they've never seen something like this in a Paris Fashion Week or any fashion show in the world. And despite not being the brand's ambassador, Taeyeon was named Celine's megastar by France's largest magazine, Paris March. Number 24, hanging out with celebrities after talking to Biden.
Just normal stuff, just casual stuff.
Visited
We've all been there.
the House after an invitation by President Biden in celebration of the final day of Asian American and Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. They discussed the surge in anti-Asian hate crimes in a White House press conference and in a 35-minute meeting with President Joe Biden in the Oval Office, a rare place for celebrities to go since they usually only get to visit the outside of the office. Of course, this was a very important, significant moment, but I want to mention something funny. After Biden made the Korean hard and played BTS's music, BTS hang out with celebrities like it was just another regular day for them. Just speaking to President Biden by day and having dinner with Chris Martin, Dakota Johnson, and Herb by night. Number 25, J-Hope entering a hip-hop playlist. A big disadvantage that BTS has is not being included in curated playlists in the genres they deserve to be in. They are only included in K-pop playlists just because they are singing in Korean. For example, Girl of My Dreams by Juice WRLD and Suga was only included in K-pop playlists despite being a rap song that had nothing to do with K-pop. It doesn't matter if they release a pop song, a hip-hop song, an R&B song, or a ballad. They are only included in K-pop playlists. However, after J-Hope released More, the curse was broken. More was included in K-pop playlists, but it was also included in Beats and Rhymes, one of Spotify's.
Which is ironic because I feel like More is, well, it's definitely still rap, but it's like one of the least rap heavy songs on the album. Like, Arson is probably way more of like a, classic rap banger song to me. It's just
biggest hip-hop playlists. Number 26, Jimin being the social media king while being the least active on social media. Jimin is considered Korea's it boy, and he is the first and only idol to rank number 1 for 31 consecutive months in brand reputation rankings. And despite being barely active on social media, he is one of its most mentioned people. He goes viral many times in non-army spaces, and he's one of the most recognizable names across social media platforms. Number 27, Jungkook having the most liked tweet by a singer ever.
this has been put up there with meeting Biden.
Of Twitter. The list of most liked tweets, which mainly includes politicians, has 19 BTS tweets in the top 30. In 2020, Jungkook's cover of Never Not became the fastest tweet to reach 1 million likes that year, achieving this in 2 hours. In 2021, he beat his own record by surpassing 1 million likes in 58 minutes. This tweet, where he shows us his newly dyed blonde hair, is the most liked tweet by a singer ever. Number 28.
Of course it is.
To headline Lollapalooza. This July 31st, J-Hope will make history as he becomes the first Korean artist ever to headline a main stage at a major US.
Old news. It happened. It was great.
So relevant that the festival's US social community expressed surprise since it's the first time Sunday tickets have been sold out first. All because he's
Probably shouldn't have put him on a Sunday then.
on a Sunday. Number
Or maybe it's a genius thing. Put him on a Sunday, sell tickets.
7 tattoos. The 7 members of BTS are such legends that they got matching tattoos of little sevens that represent their friendship and their love for the group. They have been slowly revealing their tattoos, and there are only 2 members left. This act represents so much because it tells the world that their love for each other and their fans is real, and they are in this BTS
That would be me. Can I get it in the microscopic place of my body where no one can see it, please?
BTS releasing this song, as well as this one, and Korea's national anthem, and this other song, and this whole album, and this other album, and this one too. My point is that BTS's discography is the biggest proof that they are legends, not only because they break record after record with their music, but also their music is timeless and iconic. BTS is more than just a cultural phenomenon. They are some of the biggest artists of this generation.
Well, that is indisputable. Undisputable? That was a cool video. Good compilation. It was interesting. I thought it would be more sort of like moments like them doing speeches and stuff, but it was it included a lot of different stuff. It included like famous tweets they've done, so it really had something for everyone. It was a cool video, well put together. Kind of gives you some context if you're a new ARMY for like why they're so popular. Part of the reason, while not really going into like why they're great as people. Mostly, I think it's like slightly materialistic, but overall a cool video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see future reactions and check out my Patreon. Links in the description, patreon.com/comedianreacts, so you can watch Run BTS and Bon Voyage reactions and support my channel, of course. Also got a Twitch down there where you can watch me react live and suggest stuff for me to react to while I'm reacting live. Funnily enough. So check that out, and Discord down there too. Please leave a comment, drop a like, all that stuff, all that social media stuff. Engage with me. I need engagement. I'm ADHD AF, people. Engage with me. So yeah, thanks. And remember, if you like my reaction to BTS moments for the history books, then click the subscribe button because my channel cooks. Sauteed, baby. Sousty. The sauce. The sauce.